Welcome to another edition of the CDG BizCast. I'm your host, Christian Gonzalez, co-owner of Creativity Design Group, a digital marketing firm in Houston, Texas. In this special episode of the BizCast, we will be kicking off Cybersecurity Month by talking about scams and scam awareness with a scambaiter from YouTube. Please welcome to the show Scambaiter PlushBoyQ and my good friends in the United Kingdom, Sarah Russell and Lauren Hicks. Hear from a few people who've had experiences with scam, and then we have our scam-baiting guest PlushBoyQ here to talk about his experience messing with scammers, which is something you don't want to try at home, should only be done with precautions. So let's go ahead and talk about scam awareness in general and how we can stay safe. There are many types of scams out there, which include tech support scams where scammers pretend that they are from Microsoft or Amazon or some other big company. They tell you they have a refund for you or that you owe them money, and then they send you too much money back, which is a big lie. And then, of course, they always ask for gift cards, which should be the cherry on top when trying to spot a scam. But we're going to go over all this in more detail. Please tell us more about what we should be doing to stay safe out there.
I tell my people that if you get any kind of text, call, email, voicemail about anything that talks about money of any kind, call your bank. Do not proceed any further until you have word from your bank. Now, if it's something like Social Security, which them as a whole haven't been really around in 2022, it doesn't hurt to get law enforcement's opinion on it. But yeah, I would just stay away from strangers, basically. I would stay the heck away from,
Stay with what you know, basically. Stick to what you know.
Here's what I tell people. Trust your gut feeling, but don't rely on it. If you kind of know you kind of know what I'm saying, right?
Right.
Don't rely on your gut, just trust it.
Now that's good advice. Trust your gut feeling, but don't rely on it 100% because you don't know. It's important to remember that if somebody's calling you out of the blue, telling you that they owe you a refund, chances are it's too good to be true. Nobody's just going to give you free money like that, for one thing.
Nothing is free.
Yeah, exactly.
I also tell people, not all your apples in your basket are going to be rotten. You kind of know what that means. Mm-hmm. I say that to everyone. It's like,
it can be hard to tell sometimes, but I know what you mean.
Yes, it can.
Some of us like to assume that everybody out there is bad, but we don't know that. We really don't know that. But when it comes to something that's too good to be true, chances are it probably is. Let's talk about what to look out for a scam. Let's use your typical tech support scam, for example, which involves a call from somebody claiming to be from a major tech company like Microsoft or Apple or Amazon. The caller will tell you a number of different things, such as, we owe you a refund. We owe you a refund for example, if it's Microsoft, Windows Defender, which is a free program, by the way. Nobody pays for Windows Defender. It comes bundled with Windows. The problem is that the average person who is not tech savvy, regardless of what age group they're in, probably doesn't know that, and they might believe that their account somewhere out there was billed for Windows Defender, which again is free, right?
Yeah.
See that? I did not know that.
I get Microsoft, emails all the time saying, we owe you a refund or whatever, but I don't even have a computer, so I know it doesn't...
That's quite a good video right there.
doesn't, apply to me anyway, so they can't win with their scam.
Right. They'll go after anybody who has an email, basically, or if it's a pop-up, you can get it on your phone, you can get it on your computer. That's what's scary. It comes in different forms. Email, pop-up, sometimes a phone call. And then they want their victim to sign in through TeamViewer or some similar app to have the victim pull up their bank account, sign in, and the scammer could possibly be using a keylogger to take note of their username and password. And then there are tools in Google Chrome and Firefox that allow you to edit the HTML, the code that displays the page, so that they'll make it look like that they credited your account for a refund, but then they add an extra amount of money to what they said they were going to owe you. They want you to already believe that they sent you the refund when they tell you you need to go buy gift cards to go refund them the difference.
Yeah, if you get like a pop-up or something, honestly, the best way to get rid of that is to just turn off your computer all the way and turn it back on.
Right.
You know why? Do you know why the Social Security scams are very rare?
Why is that? I'm not sure.
Because everyone knows about them. Everyone knows not to fall for them. We did it. To give you some hope that the scammers go away, the Social Security script is now very, very rare.
Wow.
Once in a green moon, they show up.
Wow.
Like the last time I talked to them was earlier in September. And then before that, it was like in... Because remember, last year, they were all over the place. And then in 2022, they were like, they're not around. You don't see them. Because the script is very unsuccessful. They make more sales, quote, sales, with other scripts, such as, you know, I've seen the Bitcoin ones are getting a lot of popularity. Other ones like the Outlook and QuickBooks support I've been seeing getting a lot of success. Those are the ones you need to, you know, tell people about. And the same thing goes to Irs Scams. In fact, I was so kind of new to it, I've never, ever got to do any video with an Irs scammer at all.
I was hacked by a Bitcoin scammer not long ago, about a month ago maybe. Luckily I managed to get back in my account. Yeah. But yeah,
those guys are fun too. Like I deal with
my account.
when I'm not on YouTube, I'm on Facebook catching scammers on Facebook. There's many types, and them things are smart, but then at the same time they're quite stupid. I've seen them do the sextortion, the grant, and the Bitcoin miners, and there's a few others that are quite rare. But the sextortion ones are the ones that I do with the most.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what these scammers do and what type of victim do they...
The sextortion ones?
I would say like the sextortion and the Bitcoin scammers. What do they look for and how do they target people? How do they send the message out? What do they say?
Now the Bitcoin ones, I don't know a whole lot about personally. I'm sure someone has done a video on it somewhere. But I can tell you just about everything about a sextortion scam. Pleasant Green has a video about sextortion scams on his channel. It's about a year old, but it's on there. And how the sextortion ones go is that they target both men and women of all ages, including minors. That's the worst part. Is that they will actually go after kids.
That's sickening.
And that some of these scammers are younger than me.
That is just crazy sickening.
I've seen them. I've seen scammers as young as 12.
Oh dear, sickening.
I am for real. I am for real.
They're up to nonsense. That's what, in my opinion.
I'll tell you something I know about the Indian scammers is that they do not like kids at all. Like that's why every call center, their workers are at least 20 years old, and that. They know for a fact that if they get a kid on the line, they're not going to be able to get them because they wouldn't know how to do it. But Jim Browning has a video of him watching the scammer doing the tech support scam on a 13-year-old girl.
Oh Christ!
Like it was bad enough to where I could not watch the entire video.
No, I watched the entire video, and yes, it is. It's pretty awful, actually.
It is. I seen that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disgusted. Like, I've seen how bad scammers get, and you should really hear what they say about me. But I think that's a little too far. The only reason being is that they never do it. They never go after minors.
It's funny when Ashton pretends to be Rodney, the child, and they just don't know how to react. They don't know what to do.
I love Rodney.
Scammers often think that I'm a woman, and it kind of makes sense. You think about it, like I know, Christian, you probably picked up that they always call me madam all the time.
I've noticed that, yes.
I use that to my advantage to get information. Like, he told me, I had one telling me right off the bat he's from Kolkata. And I was like, yep, I knew it, I can tell. So I knew which slang to use. And I've heard a lot of pretty bad things about Kolkata from a scammer. This is recently too. He told me, don't go to Kolkata. The scammers there, they will your ass. He actually made the noise.
The sad reality is they probably would rape you. That's the sad reality.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, isn't CJ Scam still in India?
I'm not sure.
But I did text her saying she needs to watch her ass. Alright?
Yeah,
she should have never went in that call center, because I know a thing or two about those call centers that most people don't. Is that they have guards, guns, weapons. They could kill her ass. And I don't think we want that.
No, not at all. CJ...
No.
20 guys. Strong and, numbered. And then one person. She get beat to death.
Even I can stand up for myself, but even I would...
Against 20, you'll be surrounded.
It's
It's dangerous.
I'm just saying, if you're going to India, you gotta watch your ass.
I'm not going to India. I've decided I'm not going.
I'll probably go when I get older. I mean...
We can't forget about Johnny. As soon as they found out that he joined forces with Trilogy, he had to flee his part of India to a more remote location because they were all looking for him.
Yeah. Another thing I'd like to say is, remember what happened to Trilogy Media when they went to India for the first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
They got blacklisted. And they said, shoot these Trilogy banchods. Which, that's a very common word. I have it on my shirt.
Yeah, banjo.
Chutia.
That's a no word. I know more than that. Like,
They don't like
I would
that.
say-
They don't like that at all.
yeah, that basically just means little idiot or, moron.
They still
It's
don't
not a
like
funny
it.
word.
They start shouting. They go,
I don't understand half stuff
and
you're saying.
I just laugh.
Most of these scams, the problem with them is that the average person is blind to a scam. They can't recognize or spot the hallmarks of a scam, what really makes it deceitful. I've been reading some articles about cybersecurity, and one thing that I've read that many companies should be doing is that they should train every employee that they have on cybersecurity basics, and that also includes helping them spot a scam easily, basically becoming what they call a human firewall. And we're all human firewalls because we all know what these scammers do. We can spot them a mile away, and we know how to call...
We can now. Let's just say a few years ago I couldn't.
Right,
So-
same here.
Yeah, the same with me. I mean,
So
3 years ago I probably wouldn't have known.
Yeah, experience, and you learn that, okay, that's not right, that is a scam.
Mhm.
But you're just so, you just think everyone is perfect and everyone is really good and they're trying to help you, and in fact they're not. They're just trying to rip you off
Yeah.
and break you,
Yeah.
break your soul.
You want to know something about scammers that I've noticed?
Go ahead.
Despite India having a much larger population, Nigeria has a bigger population of scammers than India does.
419 scams, those are called. Those scams out of Nigeria, those are called 419 scams.
Yeah, Nigeria has about 250 somewhat million people, while India is over 1 billion with a B. The difference, people in Nigeria don't care about the scammers per se. Most people probably won't care about them. They see it as this: money is money, and they need it for food and all that. But India, if they know someone's a scammer, they'll kill them. They'll disown them, they'll beat them up, they'll put them down in front of everybody. They'll publicly shame them, which I think is cool.
What's kind of ironic about that is the Indian police never seem to do anything when they get a hot tip about a call center full of scammers.
Probably because they're scared to.
And they're being paid to ignore them.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
Being paid to ignore me, scamming millions of pounds and dollars or whatever. Just ignore me.
It's sickening. It's horrible. Police aren't doing anything about it. Yes, maybe on a more personal level, the scammers don't want to tell their parents about what they're doing because their parents will, in fact, disown them. But in Nigeria, they just view it as money.
Nope. They see it as their child is successful because they brought food to the table.
And of course,
a lot more the Nigerian scammers a lot of times do it because they're desperate. I say to them a lot, do you do it out of desperation or do you do it out of pride? And they never want to tell me. But a lot of times the ones that do it for pride will just say they're going up for, I forgot.
Let's talk more about these Nigerian 419 scams. Of course, it's important to remember that not all Indians and not all Nigerians are scammers, but these are the two nations where scams hotly come out of.
Jamaica.
Right, and Jamaica. And honestly, I would add America to that list too, because here in America, we've got student loan scams, car warranty scams.
Actually, I will say this. The Philippines has a pretty good number of scams.
Romance scams.
But the thing is that they don't know what they're doing is wrong. They don't know.
I had one yesterday from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Hello, madam. She said, you've got a problem with your insurance. I said, I haven't. Yes, you have. I said, I haven't. Who are you? Smart Insurance or something? So I said, I know nothing about smart insurance. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a scammer. Just pee off. And she went, what? And then I just went, oh, bugger off, and just put the phone down.
I'm constantly... I've got basically, I keep getting Indians constantly ringing me in the UK, pretending to be my housing disrepair team, and I've blocked like over 20 numbers, I'm not even joking, and they're still trying to ring me, and I know who my housing association are, and if I've got repairs, I ring them up to log it, but these people keep ringing me constantly about housing repair scams. And they've bought
a lot of English mobile numbers. That's what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're spoofing.
It's annoying because they're relentless. You block the number and then ring off another one, still with the same company.
I did the same thing, yeah.
I've had that same experience on my business line, of course for a different type of scam. I think this is the home buying scam where they claim they want to buy your house. They always call my business line for some reason. There's a regular phone number, but on the part of the caller ID where it shows the caller's name, instead of a name, there's a V and a really long string of different digits. And I never answer these calls. These calls are usually known for being scams based on what I've heard. But I did answer one once. It was one of those scammers who try to claim that they can give you big bucks if you sell your house to them. This is what makes it even stranger. They're calling my business line. Keep that in mind. But they always ask for my grandfather's name. And he's not even associated or affiliated with my business. So why are they calling me? Why are they calling me looking for him? That's what I find so weird. And my block...
It's quite creepy.
It is
quite creepy, Christian. That's super creepy.
Do what I find creepy as well. I keep getting emails in my spam folder saying something with my nan's name or a different family member's name, but it's someone else. I don't know, it's some kind of scam thing, but for some reason their names are on it, and I'm like, how the hell do these scammers know who I'm related to?
I've actually done some detective work myself on how they do this. There are websites where you can do a search for somebody by name, and then it pulls up all sorts of information, such as their addresses where this person previously lived at, any phone numbers that they've had, current or past, and then they just start calling away these numbers. And then in some cases, they'll even show their social media profiles if they had Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. It's really, really scary that there are websites like this out there. And you know what makes it even worse? It only costs $1 to get a full report on somebody. So that's what scammers are using. They are using these tools to find out more information about you. I forgot to mention, not only does it show all this information about one person, but it will also list the names and addresses of people that they might possibly be related to. Yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy.
It is very creepy, and it shouldn't be happening.
No.
But it is.
No, I mean, I personally wish that the FTC would drop the hammer on all these websites and get rid of them. We shouldn't have websites that violate our privacy, especially if they're only charging $1.
I'm going to tell you, you mind if I tell a story about this topic?
Yes, yes.
I remember someone who, a very good friend, and I hadn't seen him in like forever, and he was about 21-ish. I used that, and I was able to get his address and write him a letter asking him if he's okay, and turns out he was. So not all the apples are rotten here. Sometimes those kinds of websites can be good when you're actually trying to find somebody that may or may not be okay. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but they're being used wrongfully.
They're being abused.
Yeah.
The good things in life are always being overshadowed by the bad and negativity, it seems like.
Right. I always used to suggest that because so many scammers are abusing TeamViewer, that they should stop making TeamViewer a free program. But then here's how that would affect me. I use TeamViewer whenever I hold conferences with my clients, and if they were to start charging for it, it would cost me an arm and a leg for me to hold a client meeting. So I see what you mean. I see exactly what you're talking about. But I have suggested that if they put a subscription fee on TeamViewer, that would eliminate a lot of scams, because most of the time scammers don't want to pay for anything. They're not going to want to pay for TeamViewer. They pirate the software they use to make calls out, and most of the versions of Windows they use are unactivated or pirated as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they do a lot of that. Harami. Harami is the term you would call to someone when they're doing bad things, like stealing and, robbing. You say, "Tum harami ho," means you are harami. It basically is like calling somebody mischievous.
I don't like it. Don't ask me to say it.
Man, I'm having so much fun doing this show. I wanted to talk more about Nigerian scams, and these are much different than the other scams we've discussed. We've talked about how a tech support scam works and what they'll do to get into your computer. Nigerian scams don't involve TeamViewer or bank accounts or anything like that.
No, they don't. Alright, I'm going to go on about sextortion scams. You ever going on Tinder or, the dating apps or groups, you're going to find a lot of fake profiles.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are part of a sextortion scam. The photos are typically ripped off from people on like OnlyFans or porn stars and, very attractive women, and that they rip off guys too. I see all the time. Another type of sextortion is the military romance, which Corbin Green did a video on that too.
Yeah, don't talk to me about that one.
We did an episode on those scams with Justin several months back. The military scams, those and the sextortion scams in general are based out of Nigeria, and plus you're spot on correct about how they leverage these dating apps and these dating websites pretending to be someone attractive. And one form that this scam takes place is where they pretend to be a famous celebrity, and they're hitting you up telling you, "I'm so in love with you, my partner left me, I want to come visit you, send me some money so I can come visit you." Why would they be in love with you and they have not even met you once? Does that make any sense?
It kind of does, yeah.
I had a message on Instagram the other day from Lionel Richie. It was a personal message. Would you like a personal chat with Lionel Richie? And then it was like, would you like to join the video? I was like, what? Jesus.
Too good to be true.
If you've got a private account,
Christian, do you mind if I, put a little bit of hope?
Yes,
you guys?
yes, of course.
I'm in charge. I'm either moderator or admin in about 9 or 10 different dating groups. both for adults and teenagers. And I will go into the entire members list and clean up scammers. I'll ban them from the group, and I'm going to miss some. Any comments or posts that they make, I delete them. And I make the group scam free. And I teach the other people about them, trying to build, an army to fight scammers.
Education.
We're talking about awareness. This is how you do it.
Mm.
And you are a hero. Hey guys, let's give him a hand for his heroic efforts. He's saving people.
Yeah,
Alright, if you go on Facebook, go to Meet Me. It's got about 12 or 13,000 people in it. There's more than one group called Meet Me, but I'm in one of them, and I'm a moderator there, and I kick ass.
On Instagram, you can stop people DMing you outside your followers.
Can you? Yeah, because I've had about 20 today.
Oh yeah, you can do it. I can show you how if you want. I know.
Yeah, you just go into your settings and something about messages, I can't remember what, but you can stop people from DMing you outside your followers.
Yeah, because they're doing my nothing now.
Yeah.
I would get them all the freaking time and it pissed me off. So
I had 20 today. I had 10 yesterday. I thought, let's get in more and more each day. There was 1 or 2, and I kept blocking them and everything else, and deleting them and reporting them. Well, that's a waste of time. Because they create another account.
You should, when you go onto your settings and you go to block people messaging you from outside your friends, stop people adding you to groups in messages too, because even if you stop people from randomly messaging you, they can message you if they add you to a group of people.
Yes, there was the group.
I get those all the time on Facebook. So what I'll do is I'll make a crap ton of messages saying, everybody, leave this group. It's filled with scammers. Do not click that link. And people actually leave.
I was constantly telling them where to go bluntly, telling them to fuck off and I'll look at it. Like, I was constantly.
I know a little bit of Nigerian slang.
Yeah.
You would, Lauren. Go on, just go away. Piss off.
Yeah, definitely check your settings, Sarah, because you can change it.
Yeah, I'll have a look later.
Yeah, thanks for sharing with that, Lauren. Now, here's what I wish Discord would do about that. Discord has no real way of blocking people that you don't want to talk to. You can remove them from your friends, but they still have the ability to message you. And if they're harassing you, you have no real way of blocking them. All you can do is just let them inundate your inbox, and I find that annoying. Moving forward with our discussion on 419 Nigerian scams, we can't forget the classic email scam where they claim that they are the CEO of some big company and they want to share your inheritance with you.
I also get the ones from this dying old man, and he wants to share with me all of his wealth after he dies.
Nice. Lovely. Did you accept? Did you say, yes, I'll have some of your money?
Even if someone did that to me, I couldn't accept the money, even if it was genuine, because I'm that kind of person. I would just feel weird if someone just randomly gave me money.
Right. Same here. I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
There's no way I'd be able to take a stranger's money just because they're offering it to me. And do you guys watch Mr. Pricky, Scambait Central? He strings these 419 scammers along all the time. And it's always funny because he has a Nigerian friend who helps him bait the scammers. And the Nigerian scammers really hate it when they have a Nigerian on the victim side, because then he tries to tell them that he wants to take some of the money. And they always try to make a deal with them. He'll tell them, okay, let's make a deal. If I send you this money, you get to keep £5 and I will keep £95. And that gets him so mad.
Too good to be true.
Oh dear.
He usually has his Nigerian friends be agents of Western Union. That's the method that they ask to send the money through, by doing it through Western Union. He'll pretend to be a Nigerian Western Union manager, and he'll tell him, I will keep 70% of this money and you only get 30%. If you do not agree to this, I will tell Mr. Pricky that this is 419. This is a scam.
You gotta love him.
He's hilarious. And
He is.
Christian.
yes.
You mind if I tell you the story that I've been wanting to tell you guys? This is what happened over the summer, last summer.
Oh, go for it, man. We're dying to hear it.
Alright. In one of my teenager groups, the one I'm the most active in, I was talking to this girl from Kolkata. Alright, she was 14, and she recognized somebody in my video. Her own brother.
Small world.
Oh dear.
She wasn't even mad. She said, "Thank you for cussing him he is a brat." And she sent me a video of him telling him about what happened, how she knows that he is scammer, and their mother went the fuck off. I imagine she had a freaking frying pan in her hand and a fan in the other, and smacking the shit out of him. I'm trying to think about what the guy's name was.
I would want to be a fly on the wall and watch that.
And the reason why one of the four horsemen is Chris is because that's what his fake name was Chris. Chutia Chris. He's one of the four horsemen.
Fly on the wall. Fly on the wall.
Will this help if I say this in the podcast today? I sent to Sarah how to do it. But basically, for people listening to this, if you want to know how to stop people from sending you DMs on Instagram from outside your friends, you have to go onto settings, go onto privacy, then go onto messages, and then you change it basically. So you go into settings, privacy, and messages, and that's how you set it all to private basically.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren.
Brilliant. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
I can tell you this. That guy, Chutia Chris, is not a scammer no more. That's why I got so sad when Chutia Chris, I found out, was dead in a car accident recently.
A car accident?
That's what the scammer told me. He's fucking around.
Oh, God.
It's a good video.
The thing is about some of these scammers is that whenever you want to ask for one, and then whenever you ask for a scammer by their fake name, the scammer that's currently on the phone, they'll tell you that person doesn't work there anymore. And I've seen some really crazy ones. Scammer Revolt's called a scammer, and he asked for a certain one by his name, and the guy he was talking to on the phone said, "Oh, so-and-so died from COVID-19. Just mere minutes after he hung up." It wasn't true, though, because...
Yeah, I got that twice on my channel, recently. Twice. For David, the one and only David, I'll tell you about him later. One of my favorite videos was done and uploaded last Thanksgiving in 2021. It's called The Angriest, Most Mad Scammers Ever. And the main guy kept picking up my calls. Guess what his name was? His name was David. He had a high-pitched voice. He sounds like a chipmunk when he's mad. And his original line is, "Why you call again and again?" There's one call in particular I want to talk about where he got mad. He was like, "Don't call again and again." But what if I call again and again? You better don't. Something like that.
You better don't.
So I said to him, "Alright, David, watch this." I hang up on him, immediately call him back. By my surprise, he picks up again. He's like, "Hi, yeah, why do you call again and again?" And I actually re-uploaded that specific call on YouTube recently. It's just called David. You should find it pretty easily. It's only about a minute long. But that's one of my favorite videos. Any of the videos I keep in a specific playlist are my favorites.
The short ones.
No, this whole video was like 19 minutes long.
But just 1 minute, says David.
He told my grandpa that he has an eating problem. One of the more interesting insults that we've gotten in the
That is strange, man.
That's bizarre. That is bizarre. Why tell someone, "I've got an eating problem"? You're a
Well, he's like, do you have an eating problem? Because my grandpa was like, what? He asked me. David thought my grandpa was me. He picked up. Here's the noise he made. That's the noise he made. And my grandpa was playing stupid, like, hello? David wasn't happy. He was like, "Why are you calling again and again?" And he's like, "Do you have a problem?" I don't remember, but the video it's an amazing video. It It's truly amazing.
It sounds amusing. It sounds amusing.
There's a whole lot of Hindi. There's a whole lot of Hindi.
And knowing Hindi definitely plays a role in being able to fight scammers when you talk to them on the phone. How did you learn Hindi?
There's one on him that I want to talk about his video where the scammer threatened to take him to court and give him a lawsuit.
Narcissism at its finest.
Good luck with that one.
What an idiot.
Actually, his channel is in the channel section on my channel. It's one of the featured channels.
I've watched Techbaiter's videos before, and yeah, he does a really good job.
Well, he does them short but sweet. The animations are pretty goofy. How he's been doing. It's been a long time since I've talked to him. He's just, he's a little older than me. He's got a life ahead of him, so I don't want to bug him.
His scambaiting style reminds me of JBTV's scambaiting style, if you think about it.
Oh, yes. Back in my early days.
I like JB. He makes me laugh.
Yeah, actually, speaking of JBTV, Officer Calvin Jacobs, I've met him.
You've met
twice. Calvin Jacobs, the one and only, twice. His newest video is, Christian, you might have seen this one. Geeky Squad Scammers Find My YouTube. Exact same call center, exact same day.
Wow, really?
Oh, yeah, go. A lot of Adam is there, Max is there, and there's a few others. I'm glad that they got hit like two of us instead of just me, because I most certainly couldn't do it alone.
The more the merrier, man. More the merrier.
I assume that there have been numerous crossovers with the same scammers that I just haven't caught yet, but it's certainly happened before. If there's one of the baiters he needs to work with, it's me.
I highly agree right there. There is just so much potential out there, and I can only imagine how dangerous you both can be when it comes to taking these thieves on. I mean,
JB's got the cooler tools. He's got, he can call him on the game, and so can I. But I can call him up and, cuss at him. And a lot of times I actually try not to cuss at him to prove a point that I am not immature like most people think, but I try to communicate with them angrily, abusing them, but not necessarily calling them bad words.
I mean, it's all in good fun. We don't find scam baiting immature. There are some idiots out there who think that scam baiting is immature, but everybody here, we all love it, and no matter what your style is, it's always welcome.
Yeah,
definitely.
I wanted to bring something new for the scam baiting community, something that has not been done very much. That is learning Hindi for the purpose of calling scammers and using that language ability on them to hurt them and to shut them down.
Right.
Because I've traced the call centers a couple times before. I just need a better VPN. I just need a better virtual machine to do it.
We'll get there eventually. Mine
sucks. I just like
we'll
calling
get
them
there
up.
eventually.
I agree.
I've had a scammer break their headset. Recently, you can hear the crunch and everything.
No, that's probably him falling off the chair and breaking the headphones then.
No, he snapped it in half.
He got frustrated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, I had a scammer sing happy birthday to me on my birthday.
Wow.
That's nice.
It was my last birthday. That was back in April. And guess what his name was?
David?
Ben Jones.
Yep, David. His name was David. Classic. Absolute classic.
When was your birthday?
I told him during the bait part that it was my birthday. Which I figured wouldn't hurt anyone.
Because mine's April the 4th.
Mine's 13th.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Oh boy. Next April I'm gonna try to get him to do the same thing.
If he's still there.
Now I'm gonna try to get a different scammer to do it.
Yeah, different one.
I made a necrophilia in a video once.
I wanted to talk about some lesser known scams and then talk about our experiences with scams in general, because I know about some of these lesser known scams and I almost fell for a few of them myself. As I mentioned that there are a lot of American scams that have no connection to India or Nigeria or any other nation overseas. These will be your car warranty scams, your student loan forgiveness scams, your credit card debt relief scams, your pyramid scheme MLM scams, and your typical job search scam, which ties in with the MLM scams quite a bit. Are you guys familiar with any of these scams?
I've heard you talk about them before.
Right.
I haven't heard of them, but I'll definitely keep my eye out for them.
Yeah, I've kind of heard them before as well.
I wanted to talk about these scams because I noticed that many people don't talk about them when they discuss scam awareness, and these can be
What about the PCH?
The PCH scam is another one that's probably more well known, I would say. So those are usually run by Jamaicans. And
Indians.
Indians are also involved in PCH too?
Nigerians too.
Okay.
Bundle deal.
I've noticed that Boda and Mater Paul, when they deal with PCH scammers, they're almost always Jamaican. And again, we need to remember that not all Jamaicans or Nigerians or Indians are scammers, but these nations are plagued with these scams, and sadly it paint a negative image in the eyes of the public, and that's not something that we want to do. We just want to create awareness. But yeah, talking about these scams,
I know a lot of really good people from Delhi and all over India.
yeah, Indian people are great people.
They're very nice.
They hate scammers, don't they?
They're very inviting and welcoming.
That's right. They're very friendly, inviting, they're welcoming, and they don't want anything to do with these scammers that we talk about.
That's it.
I was talking to this Indian man. He was like 50-something in Hindi. And I told him what I do, and he was like, that's awesome. I appreciate y'all doing that.
That's what the Indian community wants to see. They want to see the scamming in their nation come to an end. They're tired of it. They're tired of
Yeah, we are all tired of it. I know how to get their addresses. It's called Plain Stupid. But it works. It works every single time. Yeah, I would honestly try to get as much as you can, because it's like this. It's better to have something and not need it,
right,
than to not have something and to need it.
Right. That's true. I agree with that 100%. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep. That's what I tell my people. If you ain't sure if you want it or not, get it.
I wanted to just basically give a quick rundown about some of these other lesser known scams that people fall for because they are not aware of them, such as, for example, one big one would be the car warranty scam, where they pretend that your car fell out of warranty.
We get them all the time, and I don't even call scammers being like, I'm calling you about your car that's in warranty. I'll go up to people in public and say, I'm trying to reach you about your car that's in warranty, that they love it.
It's important for people to know that that is always a scam. If somebody's calling you out of the blue telling you that your car is out of warranty, especially if it's a car that you don't even own or never owned, that's your cue to hang up. It's a scam. It's not true. They just want to swindle money out of you. I almost fell for this scam myself once. 2 years ago, I bought a used car and I registered it with the state like you're supposed to do by law. Now, this database of newly registered cars falls into the hands of scammers because I believe it's public information. They didn't call me. They sent me a postcard saying that I needed to get my vehicle's warranty registered because it was about to lapse. And I actually called the number on the postcard because I thought this was a postcard from Honda. They did make it look somewhat legit, and this was before I knew it was a scam. So I called the number. I don't get an Indian or a Nigerian. I get an American person on the other line when I call.
Mind if I say something about that?
Yes.
I would say, instead of American, I would just call them Westerners, since it could be Canadian. It could be 100% from Canada.
Possibly, that's true. Because the address on the postcard was from, I forgot what state it was from, but it was here in the state, so I just assumed...
They probably used a mule to send that postcard to you.
Possibly, right. And I kept the postcard because I wanted to make sure that I never forgot what this scam looked like so I could tell other people about it.
That's awesome.
The guy was talking like a salesperson. He would not take no for an answer. He was talking real fast and he wouldn't listen to anything I had to say. I just hung up on him because at that point I realized this was just a scam. This was not from Honda. because I did buy a Honda car. This had nothing to do with car warranty. Yes, that was the car that I just bought, but there's no way in the world that guy I was talking to came straight from Honda's service department. Here's another scam that I almost fell for. It would have been right after I discovered Scambaiting. This was in 2019. I only knew about tech support scams at this point, and I had been watching Scammer Revolts and DVR and Kitboga and several others. I hadn't discovered Trilogy.
Two moments that I really, really liked. Like the hour of non-stop screaming, that was good.
That
Sometimes it's a little bit cheesy.
Steve Watson? You're talking about Steve Watson, the scammer that had the meltdown?
That is Steve Watson, a.k.a. Bancho. I was thinking, Santana Bancho, which means orange Bancho. I started doing something called creative insulting. Like I could say, you are a blue mother screwer, your mother sees green. Stupid stuff like that, which does one thing, pisses them off, scares them.
They don't like it because they just realize that you were just calling them to troll them rather than for them to steal your money. They don't like the insults. It ruins their day.
Damn, $9 today.
Steve Watson was like, why did you click redeem? Why? The other scam that I almost fell for in 2019, right as I was discovering Scambaiting but didn't have full knowledge about this one scam, was the student loan debt relief scam. So,
oh my gosh, I get those all the time, and that is the only type of scammer I do not want to do it.
they're annoying, and let me tell you about my experience with them, because they truly were getting annoying. This scammer had a Western accent. I talked to two different ones, a male and a female, and they both had Western accents. American, Canadian, I'm not sure where they were. I believe I pretty much baited myself into this scam out of a lack of knowledge, because I probably subscribed to a newsletter on some website where they talk about information about student loans, because I do have student loan debt myself. I graduated from college way back in 2014, and I was just reading up about different options for debt relief, okay? So I decide to subscribe to their newsletter, and I get a call. I answer the call not knowing who it is, and they're telling me about, oh, we can forgive all your student loan debt if you just pay such and such amount. And I don't agree to it, but here's the thing, when I don't agree to it, they're calling me every day for at least 2 weeks after I filled out this form, and it's either from him or from the female scammer. There is just no way in the world that this is true. They can't forgive my student loan debt. They're just trying to prey on me. The fact that they call every day trying to get this information from you is proof that this is a scam, because no professional company would do this. They might call you maybe once every week or so, or maybe once every 2 weeks just to check up on you, because that's what professional salespeople do. That's the thing. This was not a professional sales call. These were a bunch of lowlifes preying on students who want to get out of their student loan debt, and they're just trying to steal their money and putting them in even more debt than they're already in. You can see what a lowlife these scammers are. They're nice to you. They try to tell you that they can help you, and then they harass you endlessly when they want to take your money.
Oh my gosh! The scammer texted me.
Oh really? What did he say?
Hello? Sextortion. I'm gonna play along.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Let's look.
See, I get these motherfuckers all the time, you know? The big name, Mary Sue.
Mary Sue.
Alright, first thing I do is I save all photos on the account, and then I do an image search for them, try to get some information I can use.
Right.
All the friends are Indian and Nigerian. The only Indian guy is a possible victim.
Wow.
Which I'm going to warn him right now.
It's lying.
People just don't realize how much of an impact scambaiting has on the community as a whole, and
He's doing a good job.
And what's good about this, I can actually get on a one-to-one conversation with this victim and do Hindi. Alright, all these other people are probably friends with family and shit.
Possibly.
There ain't much on the Wow! She went from an Asian girl to a blonde girl in the matter of a day. This is all in less than a day. She moved to Los Angeles yesterday. That's all for a sus right there. What we're going to do is I promise.
She moved to Los Angeles and she changed her race in a day.
Pretty much.
Goodness, man.
The sad thing is sometimes I don't get results. Yeah, this is what I do and a lot of times, You hear me texting on Messenger? Probably a scammer.
That's obvious.
Probably a scammer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones I like to deal with are Nigerian government grant scammers.
The ones that send out emails telling you that the president or prime minister wants to send you all this money just for nothing.
No, it's not necessarily the prime minister. It's actually... So how it works is that somebody, either a hacked account or someone working for the scammer, will message you saying, or what they'll do is they'll rip off your close friends on Facebook.
Right. I've seen
And
that
they'll
before.
say, I just applied for this new government grant program and I just got all this money and I want you to apply for it as well. People sometimes fall for that. They talk to the agent. Alright, here's how you know. I know this for a fact. No real government agent will have the word agent in their names.
Right.
On a public profile.
That's right.
And they'll say, you send me gift cards you send me $200, I will send you $22,000 in cash, which is illegal to mail cash.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
They don't send you money, and then you're out that money.
Right, they steal your money. And the other thing, what you said about gift cards, that should always be on everybody's mind. When they're trying to spot a scam, it's always important to remember that legit organizations and companies will never ask for you to pay in gift cards.
Never.
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 The way this scam starts out, where it has the friend bragging about how they got all this money, that's also how many pyramid scams start. And there's not enough awareness made about these either. Pyramid scheme scams or multi-level marketing scams, they're interchangeable. People will tell you that MLM and pyramid schemes are not the same thing. That is not true. If you look at the structure of how they're set up and where the money goes, they are the same thing. And these scammers target people who are on job boards like Career Builder and Monster or Indeed. They're trying to look for a job, and they make their resume public so that possible employers can contact them. Now, from my experience with this, before I started CDG and had a company, I was job searching, trying to get out of the job I was at. In a pyramid scheme scam, they target people who are, as I said earlier, who are applying for jobs and have their resume set public. They promise you big bucks. When they contact people who are job searching, they send out an email telling you to come in for an interview, but they never tell you what the position's for. They don't say what company they're with, and they do this when they call you too. And when you come in, you just find out that it's just a pyramid scam where you sell insurance, you scam other old people. If you do land any sales, the money goes up the pyramid to the owner and you get nothing. You do all the hard work scamming other people, the owner gets all the money. That whole thing is just shady, and people need to be on the lookout for those things too. It's very similar to the scam where people brag about this inheritance or this grant they got.
Yeah, it's despicable.
It's horrible. Sarah, I believe you had a story that you wanted to share with us too about a scammer that you dealt with a while back.
Yeah, 11 actually. Yeah, I got scammed 11 times. And it was through Words with Friends on Facebook. They join on there and pretend to be somebody else. They steal the pictures.
Right.
And other people's names, they'll have like 2 first names. And they'll get friends with you on there. Then they'll say, you've got WhatsApp, we do chat on WhatsApp, and then we go to Google Hangouts, and then, and then you get caught in a honey trap, and it's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Okay, I was lucky this time. I actually told a friend, and it all sort of worked out well, but you just have to be so careful on those sites about, anyone can join. Words with Friends on Facebook, you think it's secure, it actually isn't.
No, it's not.
Especially when they move you. And then, it was getting really involved with one of them. Said he was a soldier. Many said they were marine biologists, doctors, businessmen, stealing, majors, of the American Army major and pictures and all sorts. When I've looked into it, Yeah, they're all scammers. When you tell them they're scammers, you say, you're a scammer, leave me alone. I'm not a scammer. How very dare you call me a scammer? That's the lowest of the low. I'm not the lowest of the low.
Wow. See, they're just trying to play victim, and if only that these scammers actually did the stuff that they claim they were. If these scammers actually were these people they say they were, because then they wouldn't be scammers if they were marine biologists or serving in the military.
No.
They'd be actually working a real job and not ripping other people off.
That's it, exactly. All they want is just to be friends with you to get gift cards, or you to transfer your money into an account, and speak to somebody from an embassy that doesn't exist, via email, put all your personal details down, and so on and so forth. It's a slippery slide. Yeah, it's a slippery slide. So
these people who pretend to be all these different things, it also reminds me of the celebrity scammers.
They're all on Instagram all the time, celebrity scammers. It's ridiculous.
Right? We've heard of them pretending to be Gordon Ramsay, Kid Rock, Ellen DeGeneres.
I've had billions of Gordon Ramsays try and add me, especially...
I'm being a rip-off Pleasant Green. You see it too. They ripped off poor Pleasant Green. Out of all Scambaiters, I think I need to meet Pleasant Green the most. Like, not like IRL, but like, sit down and talk to him about what I do for fun.
Yeah.
I think he would very much like what I do on Facebook.
Tyler Henry, as soon as Tyler Henry did a documentary thing on, I can't remember what it's called, but on Netflix, he talked about his psychic abilities, etc. There were tons of scammers making tons of Instagram accounts and emails pretending to be him and trying to scam people, and I tried to bait them one day to see how much they were charging, and they were charging $1,500 for a reading. And Tyler, I don't know if he doesn't just randomly email people, and it's just ridiculous. People are actually falling for it too, but yeah, they were just coming out the woodwork.
Wow. Shows how pathetic these scammers are. Does anybody have any more stories they'd like to share, or any more fun experiences they had while scam baiting?
I'll tell you basically how I became to be a scambaiter.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yes, please tell us.
Alright. The earliest live video of me calling annoying scammers was from just after Christmas of 2019. Now, I do remember doing stuff a bit earlier than that, but I do not have any video of it.
Right.
But one video that we did, that me and my grandpa did, and it blew up, was me and him. We kept a social security scammer going, and he said, quote, "I can't do this no more. I'm gonna end it all." So he lit a firecracker, and at the end he's like, and he's like, I got to go. I have no time for your bullshit. And then the camera cut off.
Wow.
Couldn't like firecracker.
Yeah.
But we kept doing firecracker videos, and we still do them. And then right during the COVID lockdown, I was bored. So I just looked up angry scammer. First video I find was Trilogy Media's trolling the scammers with the air horn. And a lot of those kids I did in the early videos in 2020 came from them. More specifically, them two videos. Like I said, I found scam numbers way back in October 2020, and I went to town on that. I did the 3 videos, and then I think after that I kept doing, scam numbers after school, call them up on the phone, hook it up to the laptop. A not so safe way of doing it. And then over time, I learned to do it right. And then March 2021, TechBaiter got with me, and we was basically signing up. And then after that, it's not much has changed. I mean, yeah, I got a DM. That's when I know I met Fun Guy. He's another scambaiter. He's on my featured.
Yeah, I love Fun Guy.
I'm not doing the best with him. That is a very long story that I do not want to discuss here, but I don't hate any of them. They do not like a very specific video I made.
Right.
And hopefully I get to meet more bigger baiters in the future. I mean, I really feel like I have something pretty special going on here. How I doing it. I think more people need to know this.
I agree.
So that's how I came to be. And I didn't know about scambaiting until April 2020. So basically for the past 6 months before that, I didn't know anything about scambaiting other than calling annoying scammers. And I used to say, I'm going to call the cops on you. Don't run away. That's from a totally different channel, but it's not even scambaiting.
Right. I hope one day that you'll get to meet Pleasant Green, like you said earlier. I'd like to meet him myself one day, too. He just seems to be a very down-to-earth, likable guy, and you could tell the man's got a heart.
I think if he knew what I do on Facebook, he was very much like that.
Yes, I agree.
I could probably get him in to meet me and have him be a moderator. I can talk to the admins. They're chill. And we look for people like that. And if he really wanted to, I could get him as a moderator and meet me, which has over 13,000 members.
Wow.
And I'm a moderator there.
That's a lot of people to oversee.
I have more people than that that look up to me. Look, I am an admin or moderator in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 dating groups. 2 of which are for adults, which are the 2 biggest ones, and the rest are for teenagers.
And you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job making sure.
Yes.
You're overseeing all this. You're making sure that these people are staying safe because, let's face it, dating apps and dating groups, most of the people on there, now I'm not saying all of them are, but a lot of people on there are lying to your face about who they are. Even if they're not trying to scam you, they will pretend to be someone else, hoping that they'll get a date. They'll use fake pictures. They'll say this, they'll say that. I've always considered these places to be disappointment central.
There's more creeps. Like, men can be really derogatory towards the women, especially the white women.
Yeah, that's taking things to a whole different level,
and
too.
The thing is that they don't understand that it's wrong. So that's why I'm not as mean to them. I try to teach them, but when they sass at me, I go full ham.
Like you should. Just tear them up.
But they're my people. And I'm leader, I'm boss, I take care of them all.
Exactly. You're doing a great job. Your skill set in scam baiting is really helping a lot of people, and there's probably a lot of people out there who don't realize that. I see you get your share of haters in the comments on your videos.
Yeah, guess what I do? I try to make my channel as fair as I can, so I let them get their fair share on what they want to say.
Right.
Now, I do let other people backlash on them. I let other people bully them.
Mm-hmm.
But that is entirely not my fault. That's not my fault that they bully them. But if they want to talk trash, I'll let them. I would even say, bro, tell me your best insult, cause I'll use it later.
See, you know how to manage people who are trying to create.
Yes. I know how. I have fun with it. I have so much fun. It's funny. If you don't like video, don't watch it. If you don't like channel, unsubscribe.
That's true, and there's just so many people out there that have no life who go on to channels and videos they don't like simply because they want to be hateful and express how much they hate what they're seeing. And people who do that just have no life.
I literally just got a comment saying, "Hey, not funny." Someone say, "You call me an asshat." I can say, "Is asshat your best insult?" See, I have a lot of fun with people.
Yeah, I can tell you're the type of person who doesn't let them mess with you.
I play.
Yeah.
I like to play.
You string along.
I play with them.
Well, I told you, didn't I, Christian, about a couple of calls I had about extended warranties.
Yes.
We have extended warranties. Had somebody phone. Okay, so I'll tell you just a quick funny story, Christian, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. So I had the extended warranty scams, didn't I?
Right.
Had 2 of them separately, and I thought I'd mess about a bit. So they're like, Miss Russell, how can I help you? We have an extended warranty to give you. Oh yeah, on your washing machine. Oh yeah. Are you available to talk at the moment? I said, well, you've actually called at a really bad time. I said, I'm covered in blood. I've got a knife in my hand. I said, I have a body on the floor. I'm in the middle of clearing up the blood. What do you want me to do? And they went, oh, so sorry, and put the phone down. And that was twice I did that.
Yeah.
2 separate occasions. It was so funny.
They were scared.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
They were scared. They were terrified of
They
you.
were scared. Yeah. Cleaning
were-
up the blood.
Wouldn't dare try to scam you after they heard that, because they know you'll probably go find them.
No. It's like, why are you interrupting me when I'm clearing up blood? Come on. You're laying on the floor.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to be next?
It was brilliant. Twice.
I certainly hope that we get to have another show like this again. I can honestly say that out of all the BizCast episodes that we've taken, this one is the one where I've had the most fun, because I get to hear all you guys talk about your experiences and share your stories, and we don't normally get to do a show like this very often. Most of the time...
No, it's light-hearted, isn't it? And it's serious topics.
Right.
Light-hearted way.
I do need to go ahead and say goodbye, as I hate to say it. I'm having such a good time, and I could go all day if I could.
And you can have a part
literally
2. You can have a part 2.
Plus, I'm more than thankful that you're able to step in at the last moment and come in and help us.
Everyone just watch my videos, because there are some awesome clips.
We will, yeah.
The David video is called The Angriest, Most Mad Scammers Ever. And the date is 11/25/21. The dates are in every thumbnail to help you find it easier. It was an honor to be in this today. I'd love to join another time, as long as I ain't got school. But
I thank you for coming on the show, and Lauren and Sarah, I also thank you both as well. This was a great episode, and I just want to conclude on a positive note, and I just want to give one last big thank you and shout out to you guys. Lauren, Plush, Sarah, y'all were a great panel. This was a great show.